It's interesting you've just said that actually there's a marked difference between people's opinions to closer ties and rejoining. And I think the UK government and indeed my party's approach recognises that. We campaigned strongly to remain in the European Union. That was obviously not successful, but we've been taking a very clear step-by-step approach that I think is in line with the public sentiments across the UK in relation to the European Union. And why do people feel differently? Because I think they understand that we live in a more uncertain world and we need to work more closely with our neighbours. But I think they've also seen the economic impacts of the Brexit deal that was done by Boris Johnson. When we were back in 2016, nobody was talking about leaving the customs union or the single market, but that's what's happened. And for businesses trying to trade across the EU and elsewhere, it's become much, much more difficult.
But of course, there's a trade-off, isn't there? Because even if we go down the road of, the customs union and the single market that you've been suggesting already, that comes with certain obligations. And one of those, of course, is the free movement of people. And that is one of the sticking points, certainly for some people in this country, given the current debate over immigration and the fact that, parties like Reform make much of that and seem to do well electorally because of it.
Parties like Reform forget that in 2016 their predecessor parties who campaigned to leave the EU forgot to inform people about the Dublin Agreement. Part of the challenge that we're facing with immigration is that because we don't have the relationship by being part of the EU, we have people coming to the UK where we cannot tell whether they have claimed asylum, for example, in other parts of Europe, or indeed return them as a result of that.
The Dublin Agreement allowed us to return them, and we don't have that power now.
We absolutely don't. The Dublin Agreement prevented that. And then what it means is we're seeing a real squeeze on the immigration that we do need. I speak to care home operators in my constituency, other sectors, the universities sectors as well, who are being really impacted by the reduction in visas and the increase in
But is the way to deal with that the free
requirements.
movement of people?